Okay, now I've gone ahead and repositioned the panels into a little bit more direct sunlight, and you can see that we're jumping up here. We're at 39, 38 volts and climbing. So let me just go ahead and show you with the camera. The panels now are out here laying on the lawn. So this is your typical battery to inverter setup. Right here we have a Redodo 12.8 volt 320 amp battery connected via these cables, once I hook them up, to a 1000 watt inverter. And we have a typical on-off switch. Now I've done a few videos on a setup very similar to this with slightly different components. And the question that I always get is, how do you recharge the battery? And the answer is, you can use a standard AC LiFePO4 battery charger, but what I want to incorporate today is something a little bit different. I want to incorporate an MPPT 40 amp solar charge controller, as well as two really powerful Callsun bifacial solar panels. So what I want to do right now is I want to take the camera off the tripod and pull it in real close. We'll just do a brief overview of this setup in case you're not familiar with it. But then I want to show you the charge controller, the components that we're going to need, and then we're going to hook it all up and charge this battery via solar. Okay, for those that are unfamiliar, this is a very basic setup. We have a LiFePO4 battery connected to a large on-off switch on the positive end. We have a fuse right here at the positive terminal of the battery, and then we have a 1000 watt AC inverter. So basically what you do is you come over here and you just turn the switch on, press the button, you'll hear the inverter power up, and now you have AC power. And this setup is perfect if you want to use this in your home for a blackout, if you want to use this in an RV, a camping setup, an off-grid cabin, or any scenario where you just want some easily accessible power and you want to be able to switch out components if you want to add to the system. For example, you want to add a second battery, maybe a larger inverter, maybe something breaks down the road and you want to replace it. This is a great setup for that. But the real problem comes into hand when you talk about charging. So if you need to charge this battery and you don't have AC power, one of your solutions is to use a generator, but you may not have one. That's where the solar MPPT charge controller comes in. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take the charge controller, we're going to mount it up here on the board, we're going to wire it in, we're going to hook up some Calsun panels and show you exactly how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a still image up on the screen just so you can see the charge controller a little bit easier. But if we're looking at the front of the charge controller, on the left-hand side, you can see that there's an image of a solar panel. Next to that is a battery, and next to that is a light bulb. All you have to do is take your solar panels and connect them up to the solar input, and then take the battery and connect those cables directly to the battery. The light is if you're using this, say, inside of a shed or a garage, and you just actually want to hook up an auxiliary light so that you can see. But other than that, that is how you hook up the charge controller. And so what I picked up here is a set of ring terminals to just bare wire, because we're going to use that to go from the battery to the battery itself. And then I picked up a set, and I'll post all of this if you're interested. I picked up a set of MC4 connectors to just bare wire as well, because we're going to use those to connect to the solar panels. Let's take a quick look at the solar panels and let me explain how those work. Now next to me on the left and right, these are two Calsun bifacial solar panels. And basically what that means is, by the nature of being bifacial, they can pick up solar power from one side or the other, or both at the same time. So when I position these on the lawn later, I'm going to try to put them in such an angle that we can get some sun coming on the back side of the panel as well. Because if you can pick up from the front and the back, it's really going to increase the output and it's going to help you charge that battery even quicker. On the back of these panels, you have MC4 connectors. We're going to wire these together in series, so that way we can increase the power going to the charge controller and charge the battery even faster. Now, like I said, these have MC4 connectors. You may want to pick up an extension cord, because basically your panels may be a distance away from the charge controller. That's up to your specific location. But these types of panels generally can be placed in the backyard. They can be placed on a stand at an angle. You can put them on your home if you need, a garage roof, a shed roof, even an RV. However you choose to use these panels is up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and post a picture of the spec so you can just see what we're talking about in terms of the power coming in, the power coming out, and all the specs on the panels themselves. I tried to pull the camera in real close here, because another thing I just want to point out, which is why I'm using these panels to connect to the Redodo charge controller and battery, is these are basically small panels, you know, combined into one giant one. So if you have a partial shade event over one or two of these, you're not going to lose all your power as you normally would with traditional solar panels. This actually allows you to continue to pull power with a few of the individual cells partially shaded or fully shaded. Okay, so right now we're going to go ahead and mount our solar charge controller to the board here, and then we're going to wire it up, and I'm going to show you just how simple this really is. All right, so that is all mounted up there. let's go ahead and open up the cables that we brought. Okay, now I've gone ahead and removed all the cables that we're going to be using today from the packaging, and I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect the positive terminal right now, because when you are working around the battery, for safety, you should just keep this disconnected. We're also going to need to hook up our cables to the battery, so that's another reason why I actually need to disconnect this. Now, so I'm just going to loosen the terminals where we show solar, and I'm going to loosen the terminals where we show the battery as well, because we're going to have to hook all these up in just a moment. And we don't have a light today to hook up to this, but if we did, you can easily hook a light up to this. And this would be great if you have this in, say, a utility closet inside of a shed or an RV or a garage, and you wanted some light to see what you're doing. And you know, now coming over to the cables that we picked up, what I'm going to do is just remove the insulation on the positive and the negative. And you can see we've got the bare wire right here. Same thing for the negative. Let's go ahead and get these hooked up, and we want to make sure that all the connections are nice and tight. Okay, so I hooked up the battery cables. I have not hooked it up to the battery yet, and right now I'm going to be hooking up the solar panel cables. As a good rule of thumb, once you put the cables in and you tighten it, give them a little tug, make sure that you're actually in there correctly and that it's not just going to pull right out. Again, use caution working around the battery terminals. Okay, so now that all my cables are nice and tight, what I'm doing is I'm taking the battery cable and I've come over here, I've connected it to the negative, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the positive. And again, I have my inline fuse here, just in case we ever have any type of short. It will blow the fuse very quickly and prevent any danger. Nice and tight. So just to recap, we can now see that the system has come online because we are hooked up to the battery. And let me just pull the camera a little bit closer, and I hope you can see that. It's showing right now that our battery is at 13.3 volts. It's a 12-volt battery. We've illuminated here on the side to show the battery. We do not have any panels hooked up just yet, so that is not illuminated. We don't have a light on, and we don't have any trouble conditions. Okay, so I flipped the Callsun panels around, and what we're going to do is we're going to wire these in series. So we're going to go positive to negative, and then positive and negative back to the battery. I'm going to position these off camera where I think we're going to get the most sun. It's still early, so it may not be full sun here. Okay, so we are totally connected. We have the positive and negative tied together between the panels, and then we have the positive coming out and the negative coming out, coming back to our charge controller. Now these panels are in a lot of shade right now, so we're probably going to be pulling in a pretty low power. Okay, it is pretty bright out here, although it's not super bright on the panels, but hopefully you can see the charge controller. We've got the solar symbol illuminated now. We've got the battery illuminated. We can see from the screen that we are pulling in power from the panels, charging the battery. We're at 13.3 volts. Let's just cycle through. I don't think we're going to be pulling in a lot of watts, but let's see what we've got. We've got 4.1 amps coming in right now, and we're pulling in 27.6 volts to the charge controller from the panels. Let's go ahead right now and take a look at the battery. I'm going to go into the app. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's connect to the battery. Battery showing online, 82% state of charge. And it shows right now that we're pulling in 56 watts from the panels, 4.2 amps, 13.4 volts. Okay, now I've gone ahead and repositioned the panels into a little bit more direct sunlight, and you can see that we're jumping up here. We're at 39, 38 volts and climbing. So let me just go ahead and show you with the camera. The panels now are out here laying on the lawn. Let's go back into the app and see what we're pulling now. Okay, so if we're looking at the app now, we've just had a major jump in power. We're at 235 watts coming in from these panels, which are, again, not even in full direct sunlight. And that is just simply by moving them from against the house to the lawn on 2 chairs. And at our current power coming in, we're going to be fully charged now in 3 hours and 24 minutes as opposed to 14 hours earlier before we move the panels. So I think that goes to show you that the position of the panels and the bifacial nature really plays a huge role in the power that you're going to be pulling in. Guys, it's only about 10 a.m. and as you can see, by moving these panels about 4 feet from over here to over here, we went from about 50 watts input, and keep in mind these are in series, to over 240 watts. And we're not even at high noon. If we were at noon, 1 o'clock when the sun is really shining down, if we position these panels even more, we're going to pull in a lot more power. So that is basically how you would take 2 Calsun bifacial panels, tie them into that Redodo MPPT charge controller and the battery, and you can really charge the system quite fast. And I know I've said this before, but that battery is 320 amps, which is a very powerful battery. And that's what you want, because when the sun goes down and you can no longer charge, you can run off that battery all night long. And then when the sun comes up in the morning, you start pulling in power, you're going to recharge that during the day. And you're essentially going to be getting free power from that battery, charge controller, and panels. Because if you watched my other video, you're going to see that I used this battery to charge a portable power station, and that was the initial reason why I bought it. But then it did get me thinking that coupling it with the charge controller, with the panels, with an inverter allows me to use this battery for multiple different uses. And if you purchase this battery or a charge controller or an inverter, you can do the same thing. You can use this for a power station, you can use this for an off-grid cabin, you can use it to charge with solar, you can charge with an AC adapter and charge from a generator. It's just a very versatile setup. And the reason why I like a setup like this is if any single component were to fail, you can just replace it. You don't have to replace the whole system as you would with a pre-built portable power station. And the other benefit is you can expand this, like I said earlier. You can add multiple batteries, you can add different sized inverters, you can add a larger or a smaller charge controller, you could add more panels, less panels. It just allows you to really customize this setup to your specific needs. But again, if there's one point I can stress the most, it is the positioning of the panels, because you can see we went from a very low input to a really high input just by moving them not even 4 feet. Because I'm going to post the link to the charge controller, to the battery. I happen to have this inverter. I'll try to find the link. I'll post this as well. The panels if you're interested, the cables if you're interested. I got these on Amazon. They're very inexpensive. But for a fairly low setup cost here, you can have a pretty robust system that will allow you power in an off-grid cabin, in a shed, even in your home, camping, in an RV, and you can customize it. And building it yourself is kind of fun. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have questions, comments, please leave them in the video. I will answer all questions and comments. I'll see you on the next one.